Hey guys, Bobby Hughes here with the Heritage Pride Homestead, back to bring you another aquaponics build video. And in this video I just want to go over the aquaculture side of the aquaponics system. So that's going to be the fish tank, the radial flow filter, as well as the moving bed biomedia filter. Now at this point we have, and the sump tank. At this point I've got the system cycling. I've got everything in place for the aquaculture system. The only thing that I would like to do is maybe make a change to the venturi on the moving bed filter. Right now I'm having to supplement the moving bed filter with an air pump, just because it's not moving quite as much as I would like for it to with the venturi. And I think the problem there is I put the venturi up high and made a 90 that would go down into the base of the moving bed filter. And what's happening is I don't have enough pressure, or it's too sharp of a bend or something. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but the venturi's not working properly. It is working, but it's just not working enough. So I'm supplementing it right now with some air stones and an air pump. So anyway, I've got that going. And I have added some ammonia to the system, and I'm doing a fishless cycle right now with some janitorial grade ammonia to start building up that beneficial bacteria in the system before we introduce our fish to the system. A lot of times when you put fish directly into a new system, you'll lose a few of them. Basically the whole setup or environment for the fish has to have the ability to convert the bad ammonias and nitrites into nitrates. And so what we're doing is we're jump starting our system using ammonia, and the ammonia will cycle through the system and then through the biofilter and things like that, and eventually that biofilter will start converting that ammonia into nitrites, and then from nitrites into nitrates. Once we can add ammonia to the system and the next day check it and we have no ammonia, then we know our system is ready for the fish, and it's doing its job properly by converting that ammonia to nitrites and then to nitrates. So that's where I'm at right now with the system. Like I said, just built it and doing the fishless cycle and preparing for the fish to get here. Now the fishless cycling can take anywhere from a week to 10 days to 4 weeks. It just depends on how your system takes. There's a lot of information out there on the web on that, and since this is my first time, what I'll do is once I figure out exactly how long it takes and every step that I'm taking and all that, I'll do an actual video on how to fishless cycle using ammonia your system. So in a few weeks when we put the fish in and everything's working properly, then I'll do a video for that. But for now, let me just grab the camera and I will show you the setup. Alright, so here's the fish tank. Basically I just made a few modifications to it from the stock factory. I wanted my water level to be higher than, basically what I had was I wanted to put a bulkhead in, and to get a good surface to put a bulkhead in, I either had to do it here or here. If I did it down here, my water level would have been a lot lower, and that probably would have been okay for the fish tank. But because of the height of the filters that I'm using, I needed that water level in the fish tank to be significantly higher than the level in the filters so that it would flow properly. So I ended up notching out a section of this, put a bulkhead in, and I just used some silicone there as an insurance policy just to make sure that it doesn't leak. So we have our solids lifting output or outlet. Comes from the bottom up through the tank, and I'll just show you guys. Let's see if I can pull it loose here. and I'll show you. Basically, it's just a piece of pipe with a shower drain on it. That's a shower pan drain. I took and drilled a few holes in it and put some screws in there to lift it up off of the bottom of the fish tank, and that will help lift the solids off the bottom of the tank up through the tube and then out through our drain here. So that is all that is. Then it just drains from here into this configuration of piping here. Basically what I've got, we'll start with this one, it's just a T, and this shut off here is a bypass, so that if we need to shut off the filters here, we can turn this and shut the filters down, and then turn this one on, and everything will continue to cycle, but it'll just go from the fish tank into the sump tank and then back up. So it's pretty straightforward, but that's what that's for. So this one is off, this one is on right now, and we're flowing through the filters. So it just comes down here into the bottom of the radial flow filter, and with our radial flow filter, we've just got our lifting pipe there. Comes up through 245s, it's kind of hard to see right now. Comes up through 245s and then flows out through the outlet there, which continues down to the moving bed filter. And then I've just got a 4-inch piece of pipe here, just to kind of give the solids coming in a little bit more retention time, and it kind of forces them down to the bottom. Now I've got a drain here. The drain goes in to the bottom, and that's what we will use to drain the solids off of the bottom of the tank. Alright, here's a look at the clean out drain assembly for the radial flow filter. And basically what I've done is just configured a bunch of stuff. The reason why it's like this in the first place with the elevation on it is because my barrel for the filter has sort of a taper at the bottom and then also at the top. So with the taper at the bottom, when you put the bulkhead fitting through there, it kind of forces the pipe up at an angle. And so when it comes in the other side, it actually comes up at an angle. So basically imagine it sitting like that. That's kind of how it comes up into the system. And I want the clean out to be as close to the surface of the bottom of the barrel as possible. And so there's two ways that you can, clean out your radial flow. You're going to have all your solids on the bottom. So as is, without a pump connected to it, this serves like an auto siphon does in your grow beds. So once you get filled up so high, the pressure of the water pushing down and back up will actually suck it all the way down until it reaches the highest level of hole that's drilled in it, and that breaks the seal, that breaks the siphon. And so with it siphoning, it's actually sucking the water out of it, which will suck the solids off the bottom of the barrel or off the bottom of the filter. So that actually works better than your typical just drain that you would put on the bottom of your siphon, because this actually creates a suction and sucks the solids from around this whole pipe, and hopefully it creates enough suction to suck from the entire bottom of the barrel. Now option 2 with this is out here we can actually install, this is going to come on out to the edge of the wood here. It'll probably just come across, and then I'll have a little spot over here where it can hook up. But another option is to put a like a pump adapter or a barb fitting to hook a hose on a pump to it. And so if we hook a pump to it in reverse and suck the water out of it, that will create even more suction and should remove the solids from the bottom of the barrel. Now you see here I've kind of offset these. They're not directly on the bottom, because when it sets in here at an angle, it's tilted back like this, and that way you're sucking from the bottom direction here and from the bottom direction here, but not directly on the bottom, because most of the solids aren't going to collect underneath the pipe. They're going to be around the pipe and on top of the pipe and things like that. So that is the configuration of the drain or clean out for the radial flow filter. Here's a quick shot of the back of the filter units, just showing the it's mirrored now because I've got it turned around backwards, but this would be the output on the radial flow filter, and then it just flows down into the bottom of the back of the biomedia filter or the moving bed filter, and that's all there is to the drain section or the connection of the two. Alright, moving on. So then we go into the moving bed biomedia filter, and basically you really can't see anything that's going on this right now. Like I showed you, it comes in through the bottom and the back, and it basically looks just like this one does. There's an outlet at the bottom, a 2-inch pipe outlet with a shroud on it that keeps the media from getting back up in there. And then up here, this is our outlet going back to the sump tank, and it's got a shroud on it as well. Now I've just got this vinyl PVC-like media in here for the filtration system, and that's basically all there is. Like I said, right now I've got supplemental air going in there to help move things around, but I also have a venturi coming in. This is a venturi coming in here, and that's initially and inevitably at the end what I want is I don't want to have to use that air pump. I want to be able to just run it off of the venturi. Just have to figure out a way to do that. I'm going to have to do some modifying to that. So anyway, the drain comes out of the biomedia filter, and then underneath our stand there, our bench, and then back into the sump tank. So I am using a 100-gallon Rubbermaid trough. I bought this at Tractor Supply, and that's what I'm using for my fish tank. One thing that I will say about the factory fish tank is the bulkhead for the fish tank is not good quality. It's not sufficient. I tried silicone, I tried all kinds of stuff to get it to stop leaking, and it wouldn't. So eventually what I did was I just drained the water back out again and went and purchased a new bulkhead and put a new bulkhead in there. There's a rubber washer on both sides as well as silicone, just once again as an insurance policy, and then the drain here, so with a shut off. So nothing crazy there. I think that's 1.25 inch drain, and that's just what would fit in that hole that was there. Like I said, all my plumbing is 2-inch. So far it's carrying the water pretty good. I did run into one little problem with the radial flow filter. One thing that I realized is that your output needs to be higher than your input, or you'll get an airlock. At first I had my outlet lower than the input, and I ended up getting an airlock and my radial flow overflowed, so that wasn't a good deal. So got to keep that higher than the input. So other than that, everything else is pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. So now for the water supply. Down there in the sump tank, I've got a 9,000 liter an hour DC or magnetic driven pump, and that's just pumping the water up into this manifold system that I built here. So the manifold system has 6 outlets on it. You've got 2 down low, and then 3 up high, and then 1 that runs to the fish tank. And I kind of did something that I haven't seen before. I used some PEX plumbing. This is all PVC here, of course, the manifold, but I used some PEX, 1-inch PEX line, and ran it over up to my venturi back here. And I'm not going to go over the Venturi in this video, but I will do a video on how to build a Venturi later on. This is just kind of to show you where we're at right now. But Venturis are pretty simple to build, and it's working pretty good. We're putting quite a bit of air into the system. Basically what a Venturi does is it takes the high pressure of the water coming in, and in that T right there it creates a low pressure point and allows air to come in from the top and mix with the water, and so you get an air-water ratio. And you can actually adjust this little knob here and turn down the amount of air that's coming into the system. Right now I'm just running them full bore wide open, just to make sure that during the cycling it's getting plenty of air to the system. So that is what fills the tank with water, or replenishes the water in the tank, keeps it circulating, and also adds air to it. So there's no need for an air stone, which is great. It's one less pump that you have to run, and like I said, that is the idea for the moving bed filter as well, so that I don't have to run alternate pumps. I can run everything off one pump. So with the with this setup, I've got one line here. This one here is running the Venturi on the moving bed filter. This one here is going to be for the rail system once we change it over to Aquaponics. So I'll just run it down and over and underneath the bench and then tie into the rail system. I've got 3 outlets up top here. It's only going to take one to run the grow beds. Once I get the grow beds all set up, it'll probably only take one for that. One should be sufficient. But I wanted extras, so if I wanted to add other options, build a rack up on top of this thing and grow something on top, I've got more options. And then of course that one back there is the control for the fish tank. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. All the plumbing is 1 inch, 1 inch pipe, and then the Venturis reduces down to 1/2 inch and then back up to 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's it at this point. Like I said, right now I'm doing the fishless cycle on it. I've had the water actually running through the system for about 3 days now, just making sure that there's no leaks, no malfunctions, no problems with anything. And then today I started our fishless cycle with some commercial grade janitorial ammonia, and that will help boost everything and get that good bacteria going in the system. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. Kind of short and sweet. Just wanted to show you guys where I was at with the aquaponics system at this point. I've just been busy with everything. I had to do a nutrient change out on the NFT system last night, so I didn't get to work on it very much. And then today is Caleb's 2nd birthday, so we're doing a party for him this evening and all that good stuff. So just one of those things. Tomorrow I've got some other chores I need to get done. I need to clean out the chicken coops and stuff like that, so don't know if I'll get much time to work on the grow beds right now. At this point, my main priority is to go ahead and get the fish in here, get the aquaculture running. I know if I can run the aquaculture on its own, then you know, nothing else matters as far as the grow beds. That way, if it's too cold to grow in here during the winter or something like that, then we still have the sufficiency back here to grow fish and keep them alive at the very least. So anyway, I will be back with another video as soon as possible. We'll probably start working on the grow beds and such, and then later on I'll do some videos on how to do the fishless cycling and how to build the Venturis and things like that. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So if you have any questions or comments, pop them in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the suggested videos up here, and go back and watch the other aquaponics video, as well as if you're interested, you can check out the hydroponics rail system. or any other of the urban homestead videos. There's tons of them on there. So go check those out. If you're new to the videos, click on the little link right here in the little box, and that will take you back to our channel. You can check out our other videos as well as subscribe. So anyway, guys, appreciate your support of the channel and your views and your rates and your comments and all that good stuff. So until next time, get out there, shoot some guns, be safe, and most importantly, have fun. See you guys later.